So this is part 5 of Unit 5 Worksheet 1. I'm going to start by sketching on this plane, and I'm actually going to only draw half of the shape. And what we're going to do is we're going to mirror it before we extrude it. So from the center, we go with full height of 35. And then over, I'm going to go... Actually, let's make a circle right away from here. With a radius of 13 or a diameter of 26. Oh, it's already wrong. That circle is actually 2 below the top there. So I'll drop down 2 first, then make that same circle. And then from here, we'll go out 20, which is half of 40, shown at the top of our shape. Then we'll go up 2, and then out an additional 12. Nope, an additional 6. 52 minus 40 is 12, and half the distance would be 6. So now to the outside of the tall part of our shape. The full height is 35, but we're going to go down to the top of the bottom section, which is 6. So 35 minus 6 is 29. And then we'll go out the rest of the way, which the full width is 80. Half of the width should be 40, and we're already at 26 from the center. So we need an additional 14 to get to 40 before we can go down to the bottom. And then I am going to close this before we make the trapezoid section on the bottom. So the trapezoid sections are separated by 8, which means you have to go 4 in each direction. Their height is 1.5. And their width is 24.5. Then from these corners, we can go, as I missed the corner. From these corners, we can type in 45 degrees by tabbing. And you can see where this line hits the horizontal one. And then we should be able to trim some of the sections that we don't need away. And then mirror. And I'm going to select my entire shape before I mirror. And then I'll choose the center line here as the mirror line. What constraint? So now I have that full shape. I can finish the sketch and extrude it. And then I'm actually going to do a symmetric extrusion with a full width of or depth of 20. And the reason I'm going to use that is it's going to be easier for our next shape, which is that kind of ridge along this circle. So to draw on that same plane, I'm going to have my YZ plane turned back to visible. And I'm going to sketch on it. And here we're going to sketch the same size circle, 26, and then another circle says it has a diameter of 30. There's a quick line across the top here. And I'll finish the sketch and extrude here. And we're going to make sure that we're just extruding in between those two circles. Again, we want to go symmetrically. And the full distance is 25, which looks good. But now from this edge, we want to chamfer down. And so if I look at the top of our shape here, I see that we now have a distance here of 2.5 on each side that we're going farther out than the front face. And so if I want a 45-degree chamfer, which is what I do, I want an extra 2.5 out here and on the other side. So I want my diameter to be a total of 5 inches larger to support that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to my last sketch. I'm going to make my larger circle 5 inches larger. And so if I do that, I should see that my ridge also got bigger. And that'll be good because now when I chamfer at a distance of 2.5 on this edge, it should bring it, it'll bring it in and leave that original circle that we had there. So after this, we can draw those two those semicircles with the holes on each side. And then the last thing we would do is we'd make holes on the bottom going all the way through the top with the counter bore.